How?
It's Clippy Mac.
How
Hello,
are we,
Mr.
sir?
Clippy.
I'm good. How are you guys?
Yeah,
I am doing
we're
fantastic.
grand.
All the better for seeing you, Cody. So first of all, Happy New Year to you, buddy.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you.
And what did you think of that performance?
Well, before we get into the game, can we just stop and appreciate how Ben and Sim both came on and made rookie mistakes as far as being like, did Grandpa not show them how this stuff works? Are they that far removed from being on the other side of the camera that they don't know how shit works? That was hilarious. Amateur hour.
We had Ben on mute, see if you could get his speakers working. Yeah, it was, yeah, that's very, very true. So we could like we said, the game, Cody, what was your thoughts on that game?
Oh man, that was horrible to watch. That was like watching Burnley play Burnley, you know? You've got Watford, who are not interested in the least in actually playing football. Like, what's going on is, like, these lesser teams are setting up against us as if we're Manchester City. But our players, like, and that's the Conte effect, right? Like, teams are scared shitless because we've got Conte now. And we've been found out a little bit as far as, like, thriving on the counterattack and whatnot.
Yeah.
But we don't have Man City quality, especially, like, Man City probably have 7 midfielders that walk into our starting 11. Like, it was a really tough watch. But you know what? I think we've earned a little bit of luck, and we got a little bit lucky there at the end of the game in terms of. I only saw the one replay. I'm not sure it was a penalty for on Lloris on that one play, but you know, I think it was almost the perfect result because we got the 3 points, but also all of the deficiencies in the squad and the team were also on full display for anybody watching that might think that we might be able to get top 4 without spending money in January. Let's call him Daniel L. Or that's a little bit obvious. Let's say D. Levy, you know, like spend some money, give this man some tools to break down low blocks like this because, man, we can't keep dropping points like we did against Southampton and like we came close to today. So
Yep.
It was a woeful entertainment experience, that's for sure.
Doing the watchdog, we were more concerned about getting to the 100,000 than the game at passed. But the one thing I will say, which we haven't spoken, started off the season, we lost to Chelsea, Arsenal, and West Ham in derbies, and now we've beaten West Ham, Brentford. We've got Palace, and now we've done Watford. The London results are coming in. We're in a bit of form going into London derbies. We've got 3 very, very big ones coming up. But who stood out for you today, Cody, if anyone?
Well, I mean, Lloris made that save look a little bit easier. That is a world-class save. That is a match-saving, result-saving, point-preserving save. And Hugo has made a lot of those types of saves this season. You know, he's going to have to empty his pockets. There's so many points that he's saved for us in there. So that, I mean, especially like when you're a keeper and the other team is not in the game whatsoever, and you know how hard it is to like maintain your focus and be ready. Yeah. I know Hugo is the utmost professional, but I just admire that man so much. And I really hope that by the end of this month, there's a 2-year contract extension signed, sealed, and delivered, because we really can't afford to lose Hugo Lloris because he's such quality. We almost can't find a keeper of his quality to replace him with. And if we do find a keeper of his quality, it's going to be so expensive that it's going to take away resources that are best spent in other areas of need. We have areas of need all over the pitch, and that was something that was on full display today. But yeah, it was just tough. It's just tough, you know. Like we don't have a team built to break down those low blocks, and there weren't too many players that really stood out. Skippy, I thought, was doing bits there in the first half, you know, and as far as, and Højbjerg was doing his thing, you know, but it comes at such a price to have that double pivot with the 2 CDMs. It really forces us to play wide, and Reguilon and Emerson have both been pretty woeful going forward lately, if we're being honest. You know, I'm not necessarily selling my stocks, as they're both young players and they've both had good games and flashes of brilliance, but man, if Conte wants to play a system that relies on wingbacks providing output, we might need new wingbacks. That's for sure.
What do you think of Reguilon today, actually, Cody? Reguilon, it was kind of in and out, wasn't he? Attacking, he looks a little bit sharper, but in defence, he's looking a little bit off the pace.
Yeah, I'm not sold that he is suited to Premier League football and the physicality of it. Yeah, he tends to lose his head a little bit. He tends to get involved in these spats with players, and finds himself on a yellow card here and there. It's so frustrating because I thought he really hit the ground running with us at the start of last season when we first acquired him, but ever since basically the last 12 months, he's been really questionable, and we haven't seen nearly as much of the magic going forward that we saw in his first few months. I thought maybe it was just something like him and Bale seemed to have a real chemistry between the two of them. I don't know if that's a Real Madrid effect. It's quite possible, but he just seems to be struggling at the moment, and I can't really put my finger on it. And I really hope it's not because he's not good enough. I hope it's just because he's just out of form a little bit.
We still got to see if Real Madrid. I think they've got till this summer where that deal, obviously the transfer clause is the buyback. Thank you, Cody. See, this is why Cody for PR. Hashtag Cody for PR. Yeah, he's got that buyback clause, and if Real Madrid, they've got till the summer to put it in. I don't know if they will, but if they do, if they did, would you sell him?
Oh man, I think if I could secure an upgrade, I would think about it. That's for sure. If Sessegnon can stay healthy and show some promise, that he would be a suitable backup to whoever that we acquire. But if Madrid came in and wanted to, I mean, we don't really have a choice, right? Like if they decide to activate that buyback, and I think it's 40 million.
Yeah, then, it's just if Reguilon says yes or no.
Yeah, I think it's 45, and then it's literally down to Reguilon.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I don't know. It's a coin toss. We got to see some more from him. We got to see more than what we're seeing right now. That's for sure. Because there's been other issues as well. He was part of that group of players that were caught partying during Christmas last year. He had this mysterious injury right after that, where there was a photo on his Instagram of him tobogganing in the snow in London, and then suddenly he was hurt, and he hasn't been the same since that, really. So there are definitely questions with Reguilon.
So okay. You right now. You're Antonio Conte. Let's picture this. I can see you easily donning the Conte look. You've got the chance to get a couple of. Where do you see us needing to strengthen in January? Right now, if you were in charge.
We have to strengthen everywhere. So it's really difficult. It's difficult because we can't strengthen everywhere. So we have to pick an area where we can still take the remaining pieces that might need improvement and fit them in the best balancing way as possible. I feel like we need a top class left-sided center back. I feel like we need a top creative midfielder. I feel like we need a top option up front to play with Kane and Son or provide them rest. We have there's not really a position at this point that you can say that we have locked down and sorted. We need there's areas of need all over the pitch, but I know this would be an unpopular opinion, but if we're not going to be able to address every need in this transfer window, I think that we should double down and get the center back to pair with Christian Romero and whoever else, because if Romero is going to end up being the Rolls Royce that he's shown signs of being,
yep,
and proven to be in the Serie A, and you get another Rolls Royce in the back end, you're set back there for 5 years. Now you can cover up some of the other deficiencies in the squad. Now you can have a midfielder who is more attacking and creative in the squad and not have to worry about him tracking back as much, right? And maybe if Hugo has decided to leave, then it's all the more important that we get another center back so that we're not putting whoever his successor is under unnecessary how many keepers make that save today in the world?
Yeah.
5. So we're not getting one of them to replace Hugo. So that means we have to be better. We have to be better in that back 5.
That's a really good way of looking at it, because I still think, for me, it's striker and a Christian Eriksen or playmaker. But you put a very good argument across for a centre back. You put a very good argument across for it, Cody. You think this will be the same lineup for Chelsea?
Yeah, probably. Probably. You have to figure if we start Skip and Højbjerg together in that pivot against Watford, that we're going to probably see it against Chelsea. I was kind of surprised that we didn't see a more adventurous lineup. I was thinking it might be like Harry Winks coming in and giving Højbjerg a little bit of a break, because looking ahead, you would think that we need that double pivot with the CDMs against Chelsea more than we do against Watford. But that was the decision that he made, and you don't know what's going on with the squad. I trust the manager more than I've trusted any other manager since Poch's peak years. So I'm not going to sit here and question him and his decision making. He's got a reason for everything, and that's all the more reason that he needs to be given the keys to the Corvette, so that we can get this club where it belongs in the table and lifting trophies like it should be.
Well, I mean, like I said, when we were doing the predicted lineup yesterday, the one position we were and ahhing about was Winks for Højbjerg, and Winks came on today and again did bits. He's really grabbing this opportunity, isn't he?
He is. And it's not just a one-off now. We've seen it three games in a row where he looks like a different player. It looks like something in his mindset has changed. He's been instructed to be more aggressive and attacking and creative, and he's taking chances, and we need that. And he still has his limits. I don't think that he's necessarily a player that we would want playing a starting 11 role if we're going to be serious about winning league titles and being a lock to finish top 4. But Harry Winks has earned the right to stay at Spurs if he wants to, and it's nice to see him playing well.
It is. And now let's start moving on to, obviously, this great channel there, 100,000. I mean, the great thing is, obviously, you and me live in the same country. What I call home is the same country as you, and I've got to get to know you in Canada. I've got to meet you in Canada just through this incredible channel. As you know, we met for the Man City game and had a great day together on the first day of the season. Hopefully when I get back we'll have many more. But what's been your favourite memories on the channel since you've been on the scene, Cody?
Well, before I get into that, I do just want to say to Ben and Sim, if they're watching still, that this past year, 2021, has to have been maybe the toughest year in so many people's lives, and I'm not above that either. It was a really, really tough year with the pandemic and being at home with a new baby and everything like that. Coming on this show, like the first time I came on this show, it was shortly thereafter that you reached out to me to come on Tottenham Away for the Arsenal preview, and the relationships and the network of people that I've met and the beautiful friendships that have blossomed as a result of making that first appearance on We Are Tottenham TV. It's completely changed my life. Absolutely. The amount of like excellent conversation and friendships and people that I'm very close with now, I owe that all to coming on We Are Tottenham TV the first time. But in terms of good on you guys for just really, and I try and tell them as often as I can that they're doing God's work here, and it's a service to people, and it's just so valuable to people's mental health. I just
Ben and Simeon are watching. They're in the comments. They are watching. They are hearing you.
Yeah, well, to the two of you guys, I just, from the bottom of my heart, I'm just so grateful for everything that you do. Love this channel. Love you guys. Love Grandpa. Love, and for God's sake, you better start paying your tech guys more, because they're cleaning up your mess. That's pretty clear from now that you guys don't know what you're doing, if you know what I'm saying. But in terms of like favorite moments, I think for me, there's so many, but the Super League, when the Super League happened, these guys took the fight right to the doorstep of Daniel Levy and the board of Tottenham Hotspur. They stood up. They stood up for their principles. They stood up for other fans in the club. They got attention. They ended up on Sky Sports. They protested. They led the charge against that Super League and showed these owners that it is the fans that the club are founded on. It's not their right to take that. And during that whole debacle, when other channels were saying were not as vocal about it and didn't want to get their hands dirty or didn't want to risk their relationship with the club. These guys told it how it was, and it made me so proud to support this channel, and it still does. So for me, that is one of the standout moments for sure.
Fantastic. Well, Cody, you know it's always a pleasure. I know I haven't said anything silly that you can't clip me on today, so I'm, which I'm kind of happy about. And obviously, we will speak very, very soon, buddy.
All right, great job, guys. Take care. Glory,
Take
glory.
care, my man.
Okay,
See you
all the
later,
best,
brother.
Cody.